Now, I talked about the story in which Nomiki Konst and Hannah Cranston were both laid off from the Young Turks. Now, for some context, I guess a lot of people talked about how the Young Turks had got this $20 million. They raised $20 million from from donors who wanted to, help help grow their network, and that got a lot of people, pissed off. And I think it's a fair question to ask, if you got that 20 million, how can you not keep your employees of Nomiki Konst and Hannah Cranston? Now, I don't really care for Hannah Cranston, to be completely honest with you. And if you want my full thoughts on that issue, I mean, you can go back to that video to reference it. And, I don't really care for Hannah Cranston. Honestly, I don't think she was fit for her job, and I think she did a very poor job. However, Nomiki Konst, on the other hand, did quite the good job. Honestly, she did a lot more than a lot of the other employees there. So I was really shocked to see that they had laid off Nomiki Konst. Now, there have been, I guess, maybe some other layoffs too. I'm not sure 100%. But Cenk Uygur was on Brian Stelter's show. I think it's called Reliable Sources. And he is going to address the what he calls reprioritization.
We told her why that she would win, and then she won. And they helped to make that happen. So that is a little different in media, and that's what's coming.
Tell me about your business model, the Young Turks, because there's been some headlines saying you've been laying off some staffers. At the same time, you're adding new shows. How do you keep this business thriving at a time when every single digital media company is having a hard time getting advertisers to spend more and more money?
Yes. So every business reprioritizes every once in a while, and we just did that at the Young Turks. And so we launched a new podcasting network. We're super proud of it. We have We the People with Nina Turner in that podcast network. We've got Anna Kasparian and Jimmy Dore. We've got Rebel Headquarters hosted by me. So it is the home of progressives, and it has the entire spectrum.
That's really interesting. There's a market opportunity, you're saying, around there. Hey, and by the way, thanks for not walking off when I asked about your business.
I don't know. I'm kind of curious to know if there's anything going on, at the bottom of this when it comes to the Young Turks. Is there anything really going on there, or is it all just, fine? I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I don't know. I mean, does a business reprioritize if they're not? Yeah, I guess they could if they're not in trouble. But, I don't know. It's something interesting to me. I really want to know what your thoughts are on this. Now, they've mostly stayed the same, and they've actually been expanding some other stuff, as he talked about there, where he talks about, the TYT audio app or whatever. So I guess they are expanding some of their stuff for sure. But I think that it's something interesting that I'm still curious. I have a few things I'm curious about. Number one, I'm curious about why they had to lay off Nomiki Konst and Hannah Cranston, knowing that they got a $20 million donation. Well, it was a combination, basically. They did like a $20 billion donation drive is what they ended up getting after going around, I think. So I'm surprised about that. Now, the thing is, TYT, they employ a lot of people. You can go to their TYT Underground channel, and you can see just how many people they actually employ. They employ a lot of fucking people, and that costs a lot of money. The second thing I'm curious about is, are the Young Turks whitelisted from demonetization? Because you would think that if they were affected by demonetization, they would say something. But I personally think that they are whitelisted. I think that they're not affected by demonetization. Now, why would I say that? First of all, for a channel that gets millions upon millions of views, I forget how much it is per month, like 10 million per month or something like that, right? That would be really huge if they all of a sudden started getting demonetized. You're talking about the loss of tens of thousands of dollars every month, and that's something massively significant. So there's clear incentive there to speak out about it. Say, hey, we need support because we just got hit, we just got cratered. But they didn't say anything about it. Now, number two, also, I know that Cenk Uygur spoken, and he speaks with the CEO of YouTube, Susan Wojcicki. So I'm thinking that they are not affected by YouTube demonetization. But I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on this. Is there anything to this or not really? Let me know down below.